This fisherman thought he was reeling in a big catch, until he saw what was really at the end of his line. Fishing is usually fun and relaxing, but sometimes it can lead to startling and bewildering moments that catch even seasoned anglers off guard. From discovering lost trinkets to experiencing fishing fails, here are 20 shocking fishing moments caught on camera. Number 20. Why did the fish cross the road? I guess chickens aren't the only animals you can use for the classic road joke, because just take a look at this. This unusual phenomenon happens during floods, particularly in areas where rivers are prone to overflowing. Take, for example, the case of the Skokomish River in Washington state, known for its annual salmon migration and tendency to flood. The river, located southwest of Seattle, is one of the most flood-prone rivers in western Washington. During heavy rain, especially from late October to December, the river swells and floods nearby roads, creating a unique and surreal sight: salmon swimming across the road. But why do these salmon end up crossing roads? The answer lies in their instinctual migration pattern. Salmon return to their natal river to reproduce after spending years in the ocean. They rely heavily on their sense of magnetism to return to their spawning grounds. However, when heavy rainfall causes the river to flood, it swells and changes its water level, sometimes redirecting the salmon. Confused by the altered landscape, the fish follow the water flow, which can lead them across flooded roads in search of their spawning grounds. Have any of you witnessed this phenomenon? If so, share your experience in the comments down below. Number 19. Fish with headlights. No, this video isn't doctored. You're looking at a real fish known as the flashlight fish. These small nocturnal fish, found in tropical waters, have a remarkable ability to produce light. But how do they do it? Flashlight fish have specialized organs under their eyes that contain bioluminescent bacteria. This bacteria produces light through a chemical reaction, similar to how fireflies light up. The fish can control this light by blinking it on and off. They use this ability for various purposes, such as communication, finding food, and evading predators. Light pattern communication fosters cooperation, enhancing survival in challenging marine environments. When the fish wants to go dark, it simply rotates its light organ backward, hiding the light. This quick light control helps flashlight fish thrive in their habitat. Flashlight fishes exhibit a wide range of habitat preferences. While they're commonly associated with deep-sea environments, they're also found in coastal regions and coral reefs. This versatility in habitat selection highlights their ability to adapt to different ecosystems. In coastal areas, they may utilize their bioluminescence for navigation and communication in the murky waters, while in coral reefs, their presence contributes to the intricate dynamics of these vibrant ecosystems. Their ability to produce light is not just a cool party trick, it's a crucial survival tool in the ocean's depths. This is definitely among the most interesting creatures you'll come across in the sea. Number 18. River of fish in the desert. Again, your eyes aren't deceiving you. You're looking at a river of fish slowly flooding down a desert road. Trust me, I'm as bewildered as you were when I first came across this video. What do you think is happening here? Well, the internet has theories. People believed that perhaps the nearby river had somehow dried up, and these poor sea creatures were the only ones that remained. But this explanation doesn't really hit the spot. After all, this doesn't explain why the fish are moving downward. Could it be that the entire horde tried to flee in search of a new habitat? Others, however, theorize a more logical possibility. Perhaps a fish stocking truck coming from the hatchery accidentally opened a valve by complete mistake while driving. The mishap might have resulted in these small creatures desperately seeking water in order to survive on the dry road. If you have any insights to share about this clip, feel free to comment down below. Number 17. Expensive mistake. We can't deny that we all have moments where we go on autopilot mode. There are also times when we become a little absent-minded, and for the most part, that's all right. But this guy chose the wrong place and the wrong time to go on autopilot. It's normal for anglers to take a photo of the day's catch. Of course, it's mainly for the gram, especially those who practice catch and release. However, this guy made a very expensive mistake. After snapping a photo, he decided to throw the fish back into the water. At least that was the plan. But instead of the fish, he threw the phone. Well, hopefully they managed to retrieve it. Number 16. Jumping fish. This might look like an angler's dream, with fish spawning out of the water and sometimes right into the boat. But this is typical behavior of carp. In this clip, however, you're looking at Asian carp. One notable behavior of most carp is their tendency to leap out of the water, especially when disturbed. This can happen due to various stimuli like rocks thrown into the water, the sound of boat propellers, or even a flock of geese landing on the water. Carps, which feed on zooplankton near the water's surface, are very sensitive to disturbance, and their reaction can be quite dramatic. They are known to jump as high as 10 feet in the air. While this might sound amusing, it poses significant risks, especially to boaters and water skiers. Let's just say it's not nice to get slapped by a fish with sharp fins on the face. The sudden appearance of a leaping fish weighing 10 to 20 pounds can also cause injury and damage. There have been many cases where people, clueless about the jumping behavior of these creatures, ended up being shocked and startled by a painful flap of a fishtail. Some anglers take advantage of this behavior to catch them more easily, but sometimes it backfires right at them. Number 15. Alien creature with the weirdest mouth. These fishermen were excited to see their catch, but their excitement was significantly reduced when they were welcomed by this horrific sight. An eel-like creature with the weirdest mouth. Although rarely seen in freshwater, the fishermen actually caught a sea lamprey. Resembling eels, lampreys are jawless fish known for their distinctive tooth-built funnel-like mouths. Lampreys play a dual role in their ecosystem. Some species are parasitic, attaching themselves to other fish to feed on their blood and bodily fluids, while others are non-parasitic, living off organic matter and not harming other fish. Despite their somewhat alarming appearance and feeding habits, lampreys are an integral part of aquatic ecosystems. They serve as both predators and prey, contributing to the balance of their environments. In some regions, they are even considered a delicacy, valued for their unique taste. However, lampreys also pose challenges, particularly in areas where they are invasive. In the Great Lakes of North America, for example, they have significantly impacted native fish populations, leading to extensive control efforts. Number 14. Fisherman discovers message in a bottle. Imagine fishing in the tranquil waters of Maryland's Solomon's Island and stumbling upon a piece of history floating in the water. This is precisely what happened to Gregory Delasio, a mechanic from Alexandria, Virginia, during a fishing trip. Delasio, an avid fisherman, often spends his free time kayaking and fishing in the Chesapeake Bay. However, on this particular day, his routine fishing expedition became an unexpected adventure. As he returned from what had been an unlucky day of fishing, Delasio noticed a large bottle floating near a dock. At first glance, he mistook it for trash and removed it from the water to dispose of it responsibly. But as he got closer, he realized it wasn't just any bottle. Inside were scrolls and a small pouch, not cigarette butts as he initially thought. Upon examining the bottle, Delasio discovered it was part of a memorial for Margaret Dennis, a Maryland great-grandmother who passed away in January 2021. A note in the bottle requested that whoever found it set it free back into the ocean. Respecting the family's wishes, Delasio reached out to a contact number included in the memorial. The family member he spoke with expressed deep gratitude, saying he had made their Thanksgiving. This interaction turned Delasio's luck around, giving him a sense of happiness despite his earlier misfortunes. Determined to honor the family's request, Delasio released the bottle back into the river, hoping it would continue its journey, possibly reaching the Atlantic Ocean. This bottle, cast from Seahorse Beach not far from Chesapeake Bay, carried the memories of a loved one and the respect of a stranger who found it. These types of stories really restore my faith in humanity. It's rare to hear about these heartwarming stories, especially in today's time. So if you have other heartwarming fishing stories, you know what to do. Drop them down below, and I'll be delighted to read them. Number 13. Remeras can attach anywhere. These guys got lucky and managed to catch a remora. And yes, this fish can easily stick to most surfaces, including human skin. Remeras are marine creatures that range from 30 to 90 centimeters in length. It's quite easy to recognize them with a flat, oval-shaped organ on top of their heads. You see, this organ has a purpose. These fish have a unique lifestyle, often seen attached to larger marine animals like sharks, whales, and even sea turtles. But why do they do this? The answer lies in their survival strategy. Remeras use their hosts for transportation, protection, and food. By latching onto a larger animal, they travel vast distances in the ocean without expending much energy. This relationship, known as commensalism, means remeras benefit while their host neither benefits nor is harmed. To maintain this lifestyle, remeras use the suction cup on their heads. This organ is made up of slat-like structures that open and close to create suction. By sliding backward, the remora increases the suction force, allowing it to firmly attach to the smooth skin of a dolphin or the rough surface of a shark. And when it's time to release, the remora simply swims forward, reducing the suction and peeling itself off. It's a highly effective system that allows the remora to hitchhike through the oceans with ease and, of course, without hurting its host. Number 12. Fish tornado. Fish tornado might sound like something from a fantasy world, but it's a real thing. Just look at this diver caught right in the middle of it. Every day in the ocean, hundreds, sometimes thousands, of yellowfin tuna move in a mesmerizing formation, creating a swirling mass that resembles a tornado. But why do these magnificent creatures do this? Yellowfin tuna are known for their speed and agility, which are crucial to their survival. The fish tornado is not just a whimsical display, it's a critical part of their existence. One reason for this behavior is defense. By swimming in a tightly knit spiral, yellowfin tuna create an illusion, making it harder for predators to target a single fish. This confusion tactic is a testament to their intelligence and instinct for survival. But there's more. The fish tornado also aids in feeding. As they spin, the force generated traps smaller prey in the center, making it easier for the tuna to feast. It's an ingenious method of turning their collective strength into a powerful hunting tool. I can only imagine how magical it would feel to swim with these fish. That is, until sharks and killer whales arrive at the buffet. That's when I'd make my exit. Number 11. Mermaid caught by a diver. This diver was just enjoying the tranquil waters when suddenly he caught sight of a human. At least that was what he initially thought. What he saw was no ordinary human. It was half human and half fish. A mermaid. Mermaids, the legendary aquatic creatures with the head and upper body of a female human and the tail of a fish, have captivated human imagination for centuries. Their history and public consciousness are rich and diverse, spanning various cultures and periods. The earliest tales of mermaids can be traced back to around 1000 BCE with the Babylonian sea deities Venus and Atargatis. Since then, mermaid folklore has appeared in every era and culture, from ancient Greece to Victorian England. In the 19th century, mermaids were not only subjects of folklore and mythology but also featured regularly in art, literature, music, and even in the news, with reported sightings by sailors and coastal residents. These sightings, although often treated with skepticism, were sometimes presented as facts. For instance, in 1809, mermaid sightings near Dover were reported in the Kentish Gazette as evidence of the existence of these mythical creatures. The concept of mermaids as beautiful, seductive singers in Western culture may have been influenced by the sirens of Greek mythology, originally depicted as half-bird-like creatures but later envisioned as half-fish-like during the Christian era. Notable historical accounts include those reported by Christopher Columbus during his exploration of the Caribbean, which may have been sightings of manatees or similar aquatic mammals. Despite the lack of concrete evidence supporting their existence, reports of mermaid sightings continue to this day. Number 10. Buck in the ocean. No, your eyes aren't deceiving you. What you're looking at in this clip is a buck right in the middle of the ocean. This fisherman was as bewildered as you. While deer, including bucks, are commonly associated with forests and meadows, there are instances where these creatures find themselves in the open sea. But why and how do these terrestrial animals end up in such an unusual place? First, let's acknowledge that deer, including bucks, are excellent swimmers. They're known to swim across rivers and lakes to escape predators, search for food, or find a mate. However, finding them in the ocean is a rare and often alarming occurrence. One reason these creatures might find themselves in the ocean is disorientation or being chased by a predator. There have been remarkable instances where surfers, fishermen, and boaters have spotted bucks struggling in the ocean. These animals, though strong swimmers, can become exhausted or disoriented in the vast and unfamiliar marine environment. In some heartwarming tales, humans have come to their rescue. Surfers have been known to guide exhausted deer to the shore, and fishermen have carefully hauled them onto boats to return them to land. So, if you ever see a buck or a deer swimming toward the ocean, it might be a great idea to contact the local wildlife center to help the creatures before they become exhausted in the middle of the open sea. Number 9. Monster in Loch Foyle. In this video, a group of people decided to have fun while fishing. They kept the camera rolling while they fooled around until something unexpected and extraordinary happened. While filming, they saw a massive creature swimming beneath the ocean. It didn't look like any recognizable species. It was long, incredibly long, and it left a huge trail behind. The possibility that it's an oarfish was already eliminated because of its appearance and movement, which looks more like a snake or a serpent than a giant fish. This clip immediately generated a lot of wild theories from cryptids to unknown species. However, some believe this unknown creature isn't a cryptid but an oarfish. These creatures have elongated, serpentine-like bodies, but they rarely appear in shallow water. When they do, it usually means that nature is about to wreak havoc. Living deep beneath the ocean surface, these creatures are sensitive to Earth's seismic movements. It's no surprise that these creatures have been linked to bringing ominous signs and serving as messengers of nature's fury. Number 8. Gentlest creatures. Manatees. These creatures are the gentle giants of the ocean, just like the whales. As intimidating as they are because of their size, these creatures are known for being nice. Too nice, in fact. They don't even have natural predators in the wild. Alligators, sharks, and crocs never dare to harm these creatures because of how friendly they are, or rather, well, that's what we all like to think. But in reality, these big creatures take too much energy to hunt, and they don't have the best meat. What's more, manatees and most predatory marine creatures rarely reside in the same habitat. While manatees are busy eating pounds and pounds of plants each day in shallow saltwater or freshwater rivers, sharks mostly hunt in the ocean. This just might be your favorite marine animal, especially if you get to see them while fishing. You see, these creatures spend their lives in peace. They wake up, eat breakfast, lunch, dinner, and then sleep. Their entire day consists of eating for about 8 hours, 10 to 12 hours of sleeping and napping, and the rest is for traveling, floating, and just thriving in their habitats. What a life, right? That's why these creatures are always welcome visitors for kayakers and fishermen. Unfortunately, because of how curious and friendly they are, several of them have fallen victim to being caught in boat motors, often causing fatal injuries. If this keeps on happening, their numbers might slowly dwindle. After all, they have no other ways to fend for themselves. The only thing they do is create massive splashes when startled. Luckily, many groups are now fighting to preserve these friendly creatures. Number 7. A fisherman's hidden treasure. This news shook the entire globe in 2016. In the tranquil waters of Palawan Island, Philippines, a local fisherman stumbled upon a discovery of a lifetime. Nestled in his boat's anchor, he found a colossal pearl weighing an astonishing 75 pounds. This wasn't just any pearl. It was a treasure from the depths, a product of a giant clam, remarkable in its origin and size. For 10 years, this pearl lay hidden, tucked away under the fisherman's bed. To him, it was more than a gem. It was a talisman, a symbol of good luck. Unaware of its immense worth, estimated to be over $100 million, the fisherman secretly cherished it. The pearl, measuring an impressive 30.5 centimeters in width and 2.2 feet in length, was finally revealed to the world when a relative handed it over to the local tourism office. The officials, amazed by its size and potential value, now await confirmation of its status as the world's largest pearl. Number 6. Space debris. This year, a fisherman in Morong, Bataan, Philippines, made a remarkable discovery when he found suspected debris from China's space cargo ship. The Philippine Coast Guard reported this incident. The debris was identified to closely resemble the top section of the Tianzhou, a Chinese automated cargo spacecraft. Following the discovery, the debris was taken into custody by the Philippine Coast Guard station in Lamao, Bataan. Luckily, the space debris didn't fall into an inhabited area where it could have endangered locals. Number 5. A lost camera. In 2010, Coral Amai was tubing on the Animas River in Colorado when she unfortunately lost her digital camera. This happened following her best friend's wedding, and the camera contained precious photos from the wedding and bridal shower. Amai had been hopeful initially that she might retrieve the camera but soon realized the water was too deep. Fast forward to 2023, 13 years after the incident, Spencer Greer, while fishing in the Animas River, discovered the camera. Despite its rusted and weathered condition, Greer was able to extract the photos from the memory card. Realizing the sentimental value of these photos, he posted some of them in a Durango, Colorado Facebook group. Remarkably, within an hour, the groom from the wedding featured in the photos commented on the post. Amai, now a teacher, was ecstatic when she heard the news and shared her excitement and disbelief at this extraordinary turn of events. Despite considering his actions as something anyone else would have done, his effort to post the photos online and his attempt to find the owner significantly impacted Amai's life. Number 4. Restocking fish. Now, this might look trippy, but you're really looking at people restocking a pond with fish. Yep, that might sound shocking at first, but this is perfectly normal. You see, this process is vital for maintaining healthy fish populations in ecosystems. Restocking, also known as fish stocking, is done to replenish fish populations in lakes, rivers, and ponds. This is primarily done in places where overfishing is rampant, leading to the destruction of the local ecosystem. To help replenish the marine population, humans give nature a head start. One of the most visually striking methods is aerial fish stocking. Here, planes equipped with tanks full of water and fish fly over bodies of water. The fish are then released from a low altitude in a gentle, rain-like shower. This method is beneficial for remote or inaccessible areas where traditional transportation can't reach. The young fish, usually fingerlings, are small enough to survive the fall and quickly adapt to their new environment. Another innovative method is using fish transport tubes. These large, flexible tubes transfer fish from stocking trucks directly into the water. This method is efficient and less stressful for the fish, allowing a smooth transition from the transport truck to their new aquatic home. Then there's the traditional approach, hauling trucks. These specialized vehicles carry large tanks filled with water and fish. Upon reaching the destination, the fish are carefully released into the water. This method is often used for easily accessible lakes and ponds, and allows for a large number of fish to be transported and released at once. So, if you visit a nature reserve and see an aircraft flying and dropping fish, you know what's up. Number 3. Beached mermaid. Now, here's another clip of an alleged mermaid. This time, it was allegedly found lifeless in the shallow waters near the beach. The local fishermen, upon seeing the mermaid, immediately flocked around it. Now, what's bizarre is that the locals claimed there's a longer version of this clip showing the mermaid in its entirety, but it somehow vanished from the internet. Could it be that something is preventing the existence of these creatures from being known? Or perhaps someone knew that this was nothing but a hoax? What's your take on this clip? Number 2. Liquid properties. This fisherman somehow managed to haul an octopus into his boat. He thought that he could take the octopus home, but he decided to just let it be. He tried to see whether the creature would be smart enough to escape. Let's just say the octopus didn't disappoint. Just look at how easily this little fella squeezed itself into that one tiny hole. You wouldn't believe such a large creature could easily squeeze through it. Octopuses are not just about their flexible bodies. They also exhibit remarkable intelligence. Did you know they can solve complex puzzles, open jars, and even navigate mazes? It's true. Their problem-solving skills are so advanced they're often described as having a similar intelligence level to dogs. In addition to their remarkable intelligence, these creatures also exhibit an exceptional level of flexibility. These masters of contortion can make their bodies as malleable as water, slipping through holes and cracks effortlessly. How do they do it? Well, they don't have any bones for starters. This flexibility is a survival tactic, allowing them to escape predators and explore crevices in the ocean to see prey trying to hide. And if that's not enough, these creatures can also change color and texture in the blink of an eye, blending into their surroundings with great camouflage ability. Now it's time for today's topic. In the heart of the Amazon rainforest, a seasoned fisherman named Marco set out on what he thought would be a typical fishing expedition. Launching his small boat from the banks of a secluded tributary, Marco navigated through the dense jungle, the cacophony of wildlife filling the air. It was a location known only to a few, far removed from bustling human activity. As Marco cast his net into the murky waters, he expected the usual haul of fish. The river, teeming with life, had always been generous to him. However, this day would be different. As he began to pull in his net, it felt unusually heavy. Struggling with the weight, Marco's excitement grew, imagining a bounty of large fish. But what he pulled from the depths was beyond his wildest dreams. Entangled in the net were creatures unlike anything he had ever seen. One had a humanoid shape with large, bulging eyes and scaly skin, while another resembled a monstrous aquatic beast with a menacing maw filled with sharp teeth. The entire scene was surreal, as if ripped from a myth or legend. Marco's heart raced as he realized the magnitude of his discovery. He quickly called over his fellow fishermen, who were equally astounded. They carefully photographed the creatures, their minds reeling at the implications. News of Marco's incredible find spread rapidly, sparking debates and drawing experts to the remote jungle. Many questioned the authenticity of the discovery, suspecting a hoax. Yet, in the vast, uncharted waters of the Amazon, who could truly say what secrets lay hidden beneath the surface? Number 1. Follow the leader. Several people decided to fish but encountered a bizarre sight while on their way. Dozens of colorful koi trailing behind a lone duck. This unusual procession raises a captivating question. Why do these koi follow the duck with such keen interest? Koi are known for their intelligence and curiosity. When a duck swims through their habitat, it disrupts the water, creating ripples and possibly unearthing food particles. Koi, being opportunistic feeders, may follow the duck hoping to find an easy meal. The disturbance caused by the duck's paddling might bring insects, small crustaceans, or plant matter to the surface, all of which are appealing to the koi. Another reason could be the social nature of koi. These fish are not solitary creatures. They thrive in groups and are often seen following larger objects or creatures, mistaking them for fellow koi or potential leaders. This behavior is instinctual, a part of their schooling tendency where they find safety in navigation cues and numbers. Realistically, these reasons sound logical, but in reality, the koi just might also be attracted to the poop the duck is letting out as it wades in the water. Now, these are all great clips, but you might have an experience that can top these. If so, feel free to share it in the comments down below. Also, check out our other cool stuff showing up on the screen right now, and I'll see you in the next video.